Thank you, Chaviji, for your help, for the recording, for the organization. That's really, really kind. And as usual, we try to have a very good motivation, and I'm sure you have it. So that's why I'm not speaking about this each time. And Palaviji, you had a question, very fresh one.
Yes. Yes. Do you want me to repeat the question?
Yes, please.
Okay. So I just wanted to ask for a summary of when we're studying the relationships of equivalent, contradictory 3P, 4P, and we're studying the debate, how would we utilize the concepts that we have studied in
Mm,
our regular life, if there is an opportunity, or if in
yes.
our spiritual life, in meditation or prayers,
Mhm.
what is the way to utilize this knowledge?
Yes, I guess it's a way to be more precise, because sometimes thought consciousness can globalize, can, extrapolate sometimes. Sometimes we can imagine, only one French guy in your life, and you would think, oh, all French people, they speak very bad English because you only know my way to speak. So that would be a kind of over extrapolating, yeah. So that's why you could think, oh, if it's a French guy, it's not necessarily someone who speaks like Christophe in English. Not necessarily. Yeah, so you would think, okay, maybe there are four possibilities, yeah, between French guy and a broken English speaker. So to have some kind of a precise way to think. So of course, in the philosophy, it's even more precious, like if you study the Heart Sutra, the Prajna Paramita Hridaya Sutra, for instance, and when we recite Zu Tombani, Zu Tomba o Tombani Zuzo, Zu le Tombani Shemain, Tombani le Kyanzu Shemaino. Form is emptiness, emptiness is form. There is no other form than emptiness. There is no other emptiness than form. We could think, then they are one or they are equivalent. Still, they are contradictory. Yeah. So if it is an emptiness, it's necessarily not form. If it is form, it's necessarily not emptiness, but they are one entity. So it's one way. Another way to be more precise. And it's like this in the everyday life, also in your meditation. Also, if you meditate in in an analytical way, like for instance, yes, if it exists, it has to be either one or different. Yeah, so if the self inherently existed, then it would have to be inherently one or inherently different from the aggregates and so on. So you would think, okay, the aggregates are contradictory with an inherent self, but the inherent self itself is not contradictory with the aggregates because it's just non-existent. Things like this.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's very helpful. So we are questioning our own, we're trying not to, we are able to question our own perception in a very methodical, analytical way and use these tools, whether
Yes.
it's in daily life, stereotypes about what we think about people around us or
Mm,
our own emotions or things. Okay,
exactly. Yeah.
that's awesome.
Very
Thank you.
good. Very good. Please.
And the typical annoying person in the discussion. That is though most of those concepts are true for Saurdatritika type of philosophy. While I'm just going to make the clarification because I think a lot in a different way, not so much Saurdatrika. So I find it a little bit more linear. I just want to make sure that this indeed applies there. But if you want to think, for example, emptiness or phenomena in different other concepts, then it helps still, but it knows the definitions are not the same.
Mhm.
Is this correct?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's very good way to ground your knowledge. So you have good basics in the Sotrantika, then slowly, then you can change, give some modifications in those definitions. And sometimes you keep them, yeah, like observed by valid cognition. It would be helpful for any type of philosophy. But some definitions will change and necessarily. And sometimes the change is very, very gross. Sometimes it's a slight kind of change. So it depends, yeah, exactly. But it's a very good way to understand how the universe, the philosophy, the Buddhist philosophy is organized. Yeah, something like this. Very good. So today we try to see the causes. So if you remember well, this design that we had, the selfless, then existent and non-existent, and existent is divided into two, permanent and impermanent. And we had also some sessions on permanent possible to be, impermanent possible to be, and so on. And impermanent itself is equivalent with
Product.
product. Yeah, very good. Then what else?
Functioning thing.
Functioning thing. Very good. Then what else?
Both possible to be and impossible to be.
Yes, we can have impermanent possible to be, impermanent impossible to be. Yes, very good. Okay. And we have also
Changing from moment to moment.
Yes, momentary changing, exactly. All the definitions. Yeah. And we have also swalakshana. Swalakshana, a specifically characterized phenomenon.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's very useful to understand that kind of weird thing. Because when we understand well what means a swalakshana, a specifically characterized phenomenon, we know exactly the object of negation of Aryanagajuna. Yeah, so that's very important, yeah, to understand from the start, yeah, according to the Sotrantika, what they mean by an object which is established by its own characteristics, yeah, because it would be negated in the Prasangika. So yeah, it's very useful. So yeah, maybe sometimes we will have some discussions about that. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
And because it's a product, there's also a producer.
Yes. Exactly.
And the producer is the one that actually makes as you said, the inherently defined or specifically defined object, and
Yes.
the discussion
Exactly.
is there how inherent that is with respect to other theories in the dependence arising phenomenon.
Exactly. Yes, it is inherently existing.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. They would say because it is produced, it has to exist inherently.
Right.
So that's why they would say yes. So some debates could occur, of course, between different texts. Like for instance, if you read A Dose of Emptiness from Kedubje Rinpoche, yeah, the Tongtun Chamo. It's a kind of, it's very similar to the Lekshe Nyingpo from Lama Tsongkhapa, the text which differentiates interpretable and definitive texts. And the Tongtun Chemo, A Dose of Emptiness, is quite clear. Yeah, Kerubje says if it is a swalakshana, if it is a specifically characterized phenomenon, it exists inherently by its own characteristics. So it means that if it is a permanent phenomenon, it doesn't exist inherently. But some of our teachers, like Venerable Gyatsen, would say, even for the Sotrantika, for the non-prasangika, even permanent phenomena exist inherently, even if they are not established as specifically characterized phenomena. So there are some heavy debates about that, but it's not very useful for us now. Yeah? Okay, so I have some slides today. Yes, please.
Okay, sorry. But
No
if
problem.
it is produced, there is always a cause and condition that creates the producer and the product.
Yes.
In that respect, the product cannot be inherently the same because it is dependent on the cause and the conditions.
Yes, exactly. Like for Aryanagajuna, Chaitanya, all those Prasangika masters, yeah, like they would give the quote from the Anavataptanagaraja Paripricha Sutra, who says, yeah, anything which is produced in dependence on causes and conditions is not produced, is not inherently produced. Yeah, so only for the Prasangika it works.
Okay.
Okay, very good. Very good. Okay. So yes, today I have some slides, so then I can share the slides with you. Yes, very good. Thank you so much. That's so nice. Okay, so See, yeah, there is a very short presentation from Daniel Perduo in Debate in Tibetan Buddhism, and I used that section of the text for the French speakers, yeah, for the French debates. And now I don't have my books with me, so I had to retranslate in English. So if you find the page, you will see slight differences, yeah, in the translation. Yeah. But if you find in page, I think it's 617 or something like this, you can find it back. So there is one very specific point. We could say that if two phenomena, if you have two phenomena, they can be unrelated. Like for instance, a table and a chair. A table and a chair, they are totally unrelated. Yeah, what happens to the one leaves the other one totally indifferent. Yeah, for the other one, there's no issue at all. So if the table is broken, the chair still exists. And if the chair is broken, the table still exists. They are not related at all. But if two phenomena are related, would you agree with that? There are only two options. One option, they coexist. The other one, they don't coexist. Could you find a third possibility? If two phenomena are related, either they coexist or they don't coexist. They are not simultaneous, yeah? So if they coexist, they are related as the semi-sense. And if they don't coexist, they are related causally. Like one is the effect of the other. Yeah, so we will see that. Yeah, so Daniel Perdieu says, to their causes by virtue of arising from them. Yeah, the cause and its effect are necessarily sequential. Yeah, they don't coexist. Okay, very good. So if they are related and they don't coexist, one is the cause of the other. Yeah, so that's very important. And instances and their generalities are related by the same essence because they coexist. Yeah, so that's why we have two types of relationships. One is the relationship of causality, the causal relationship. The other one is the relationship of same essence. Yes, Palavila?
So, sorry, what, can you repeat again? It's if they are related, they either have to be coexisting or
Yes,
simultaneous or
or sequential.
sequential. So
Yeah.
coexisting is simultaneous. That's what
Yes,
you mean
exactly.
by that? Okay.
Yes,
Simultaneous or sequential,
yes,
if
exactly.
they are related. Okay. Okay.
Yes, very good. And if they are sequential, one is the effect of the other. Yeah, and if they are simultaneous, they are related as the same essence. Yeah, okay, very good. Fantastic. So we will see, of course, the instances and their generalities. We have lots of material for that. Still, okay. So Daniel Perdieu says the followers of Acharya Dignaga and Acharya Dharmakirti affirm only two types of relationship: phenomena related by the same essence, yeah, that chidrel or tadatmya sambandha, and phenomena related as this arising from that. That's a very literal way to translate, yeah. Dejungjel or tadutpati sambandha, yeah. It arises from that. This arises from that, yeah. So only those two relationships, because if two phenomena are related, either they are simultaneous or not. Yeah, that's very, very useful.
And
Okay,
clarification, those are always impermanent.
not necessarily.
Not
Yeah,
necessarily. Okay, good.
if they are, if it's the second one here, arising from that, this arises from that. Yes, they are impermanent. But if it is related as the same essence, they can be impermanent or permanent.
Or permanent.
Yeah,
Great.
exactly. Very good question. Yes. So for example,
Sorry.
yes, please.
Can something be permanent? What did you say? They can be impermanent or permanent?
Yes, for related as the same essence. For instance, you can have an impermanent instance which is related as the same essence with an impermanent generality. For instance, cup is related as the same essence with functioning thing. And they are both impermanent.
Okay, but space on the left and uncompounded space.
Yes.
space on the left or right is impermanent, and uncompounded
is
space is permanent.
space in the east is necessarily a small part, a small amount of uncompounded space. It's uncompounded space in the east.
Yeah, so it's permanent and impermanent, no?
It is permanent. Yeah. Space in
Even,
the
oh,
east.
space in the east, even if I say space in the east, or space inside my cup, or space in my room, is not
Yes.
considered impermanent, is still considered permanent.
Yes, if we say uncompounded space, because some people would say it's compounded space, and in this case, it's a non-associated compositional factor. But usually,
Yeah,
if we
that's what
say,
I'm saying. So if it
yeah,
is inside the room, it's compounded space. If it is not, the room doesn't exist, then it is
yes,
uncompounded space.
yes, I guess mostly for the Vaibhashika, it would be compounded space, the space in the room. But for maybe for the Sotramtika, I remember when we had this introduction on debate by Venerable Gensen, he said, for instance, a space within the two hands here is permanent. But if you put your hands like this, then this space ceases. Yeah, still it was permanent when it existed. So
Okay.
yes, for the Vaibhashika, or mainly for the Abhidharma Kosha, they would say the space which is one element is an NACP, a non-associated compositional factor. But if we say space in the room, which is the uncompounded space in the room, then in that case it is permanent.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, please.
No, but also a good question.
Yeah.
We are talking about all phenomena, existing phenomena, or are we talking about phenomena that are unrelated or related? Because related could also be parts of, right? Which we didn't describe with the two definitions here, because the parts of is not necessarily cause and effect, cause and
Yes.
condition, right? And it's also not necessarily the same sense.
Yes, you mean the parts and the whole?
Yes,
Yes, the parts and the whole, they are related as the same essence
they're
because they
related.
coexist. Yeah, they coexist and they are related. Yeah, like for instance, could you have the cup without the parts of the cup? And if the cup is broken, you have some parts, but they are not the parts of the cup anymore because the cup seized, no?
Yeah, but
Yeah. Yeah, you could have we could say, okay, the cup is broken, you have some parts of metal and so on the ground. So you could say, yes, there are some, some elements on the ground, but it would be difficult to say they are the parts of the, like for instance, you have the tree and the branches. When the branch falls apart, then it's not a part of the tree anymore. It is a separate entity. It is a different entity from the tree. But when the branch is on the tree, we could say the branch and the tree, the part and the whole are one entity. And they are related, we could say related as the same essence. We could say that mainly one part is related as the same essence with the whole. And we could say all the parts and one whole, they are necessarily related because, there is one entity on one side and related as the same essence on the other. Yeah.
That's where I struggle.
Yes. We could say that the parts and the whole are necessarily one entity. Yeah. And we could say that one instance, for instance, cup and existent. One cup is related as same essence with existent, and it is one entity with existent. It is both. Yeah, existent is one entity with the cup, but it is not related as the same essence with the cup, because if the cup disappears, existent still exists. Yeah, but the cup, if existent were to disappear, then the cup could not survive. That's why the cup is related as the same essence with existent.
Yeah, but if the handle of the cup breaks, it's still a cup.
Yes.
It's a broken cup, but still
it is
in
still
a cup.
That's why the part itself is related as the same essence, with the cup and is one entity with the cup. And when they are separated, they are different entities. And we could say that they are even not related anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Good.
if when we bring it to the body and the mind and this from one lifetime to another, in this lifetime I have this body, but if this body falls away, the mental continuum that moves forward may take on a different body. Now it's the same, that body and the new body are same essence or not same essence anymore?
No, necessarily not, because they cannot coexist.
Okay, because it's wait, they
They are
cannot
sequential.
coexist, but they are sequential, but they are
Yes.
but they are still related.
They're,
Old
yes, we could
body
say, yes.
put some imprints, no? Because some imprints were created by the old body to this subtle body that is moved forward. The old body is done left.
Yes.
So it's sequential.
I would say they are not necessarily related.
Oh.
They are related with the person itself, necessarily. The body and the person which has that body, they are necessarily related as the same essence, each other. Yeah, you have no, we could say the five aggregates and one person. Yeah, they are necessarily depending on each other. Yeah, if you have no five aggregates or one or the other of the aggregates, you don't have the person. And if you don't have the person, you don't have one or the other of the aggregates. Yeah, they necessarily are related as the same essence.
Yes, but if I can continue this argument, because again, I find it's very important. The body that is chosen for the next life, the next incarnation, is based on the previous life and our previous karma. So it is not random, I think. There is a reason for whatever form body we have.
It
So
is
in that
not
respect,
random.
there is a relation, and it's not only the imprints, but also there is a cause for the second type of body.
Yes, we
Whether
could say
it's
that
female or male, or if it's sick or not sick, or whatever that,
yes.
whatever form it
Yes.
has.
Yes. So we could say that because, you have one body, then you can have some physical actions, then you can accumulate physical karma. Of course, for the soul, is never form, never. For the Vaibhashika and the Prasangika, karma can be formed, but not for the Sotrantika. Yeah, still you can accumulate physical, verbal, and mental karma. Yeah, because you act, the karma itself would be the mental factor intention. Yeah, at the time of your action, physical action or verbal action. Yeah? So you can act physically. Yeah, of course, you can save the life of someone. You can yes, you can give something to someone and so on. So it's a physical action. Yeah. Okay, so depending on that physical action, we could say yes, you accumulate karma, and then if it's ethical, if it's a good action and so on, if it's an ethical action, then you would have a higher rebirth. Okay, so you would have a human body, for instance. Okay, yeah. But for the Sotrantika, yes, of course, there is some connection in one sense, but it's still the mental factor intention, which is karma for them. So the body would be, related, but not necessarily related with the other body. Yeah, there is it would be some kind of cooperative condition, very indirect cooperative condition. Yeah, because when they say this arises from that, yeah, they don't really specify if it is a substantial cause or cooperative condition. So this we will see today. Yeah, we will make the distinction between the two. So yes, still they would say the main producer would be the mental factor. Yeah, because the main producer, has to be one definition, one part of the definition of a substantial cause or cooperative condition. But that's a good question. Yeah, that's very, very difficult. I guess you could say yes or no, as long as you can argue.
Yeah, I mean, I can see how it's a cooperative condition. It's not the projecting cause of the next body.
Yes.
But we have created enough conditions through these actions that
Yes.
that projected cause can take on these that new life based on that.
Yes.
But is it the same essence or not? But you're saying because it's sequential, it's definitely not same essence.
Necessarily not, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's one or the other. Yeah. They are necessarily contradictory. Exactly.
Okay.
Very good. Very good. So here, yeah, we will be introduced to substantial cause and so on. For example, a clay pot is related to its substantial cause, clay, by virtue of arising from it. Yeah, it is the effect of clay. Yeah, we could say yes, the clay that you take from the earth or you buy in the shop and so on. Yeah, okay, not the clay which is coexisting with the pot. Yeah, because it's a clay pot, so necessarily there is clay, hard clay, when the pot exists. But in this case, it's not the cause of the pot. Yeah.
Then at that time, it would become same essence with the pot.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Very good. Because if they are related and they coexist, they cannot be a one cause and its effect. Exactly. Very good.
So
Fantastic.
the substantial cause
Yeah.
of all things, of all phenomena, there
Yeah.
is a substantial cause for all phenomena.
Yes, we could say yes. I guess we could say yes. For all impermanent phenomena.
Impermanent, because
Yes.
substantial cause is permanent.
Yes. Sorry?
The substantial cause has to be permanent for impermanent phenomena to arise from it.
No.
No?
No. It was the perversion is opposite. Yeah. We could say if it is impermanent, it cannot be produced by permanent phenomena. Impossible.
Oh, if it is impermanent, it has to be produced from impermanent phenomena.
Yes, and if
It has to
is a
stay in the same
cause,
category.
yes, if it is a cause, it has to be an effect. Yeah, you remember when we said that? Okay,
Yeah.
very good. We try to debate again today with that. Yeah, very good. Okay, and yes, please.
And cause cannot be permanent, really.
Cause cannot be permanent, impossible. Yeah, very good. And a clay pot, yes, please.
Sorry, so the clay of the pot itself would be the same essence relationship with it, but
Yes.
but it would not be the substantial cause for the next moment of the pot.
Yes, it could be. Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Well, in that case, it would become the cause and causal relationship.
Yes, because we could say the subsequent arising of the pot, yeah, the subsequent pot has to be produced by something, yeah. So we could say that the pot or the clay pot itself of the previous moment is the substantial cause of the clay pot of the second moment. Exactly.
Okay.
But if we speak about the clay and the pot which is made of this clay, yeah, the clay would be the constituent of the pot in one sense. Then in that case, we could say that they are related as the same essence. You could not have a clay pot without the clay, which is one essence with that, and you could not have the clay without the clay pot, the clay of the pot without the clay pot. Yeah, the clay pot with the clay which is simultaneous with the pot, because you can have a clay, you can have the clay without the pot, you can have the cause without the effect. That's possible. Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Very good. Very good. Fantastic. And a clay pot is related to its generalities, such as functioning thing. Yeah, the translation is not good. Functioning thing as the same essence. Yeah. Okay. Very good. So this we will see later, yeah, for the instances and generalities. Okay, and the text goes on. Causes and their effects are not related by the same essence, and neither are instances nor generalities of the other. Translation is not good. Okay, they are not a reason from that. They are not related as that which arises from that. Yeah, the instances and generalities, they are not. They don't have any causal relationship. Yeah. Okay.
I,
This is
I don't understand that actually. I don't
yeah.
understand why are cause and effect not related by same essence?
Yeah, cause and effect, yes, cause and effect. But cause and its effect, they are necessarily not the same essence because they are not simultaneous. Yeah.
But why are we talking about so can we define same essence?
Yeah, related as the same essence means that, for instance, cup or pot is related as same essence with functioning thing because it is different from functioning thing. And if functioning thing doesn't exist, then pot cannot exist.
Oh, so the higher level category, if that doesn't exist, then the lower level, so if
Exactly.
clay didn't
Yes.
exist, but they are not related by the same essence, same essence.
Yeah, a cause and its effect. Because when the cause exists, then its effect doesn't exist yet. And when the effect exists, then the cause doesn't exist anymore. So they cannot be simultaneous.
That's what I think Chavila was just asking. I think so. So if the no one I okay. I framed my question. If the clay is transformed to a pot,
Yes,
the clay still exists within the pot. It's not,
yes,
and now it is becoming a functioning thing. The essence of the clay has not changed. It is just becoming a functioning thing. How are we saying that the clay doesn't exist anymore? Because pot cannot be there if clay does not exist.
yeah, we could say that the clay, which is the cause of the pot, doesn't exist anymore. And the clay, which is one essence of the pot, exists. But
In the
it's
conventional world, okay. So we
yes,
can say in
necessarily.
the and necessarily in the conventional world, then we're thinking, okay, so but
Yes.
if we're talking about existent and functioning thing, uh,
Mhm.
and oh, here's a functioning thing. It is existent. It is of the same essence
Exactly.
of existence.
Yes. Because functioning thing is different from existent, and if existent doesn't exist, then functioning thing cannot exist.
So why are they not same essence? Because
Yeah,
if
they are same
function,
essence. They are
oh,
related
they
as the
are
same
same essence.
essence. Yes, they are. They are related as the same essence, and they are one entity. They are one entity because if they were to appear to the same direct perception, they could not be separately. Yeah.
Then clay pot and clay is also same essence, and they both appear to the same. We also look at the
Yes.
same thing.
Yes, the clay, which is not the cause of the pot. Yeah, the clay, which is simultaneous with the pot, the clay pot. Yeah.
Yes,
In this case, they are one entity and they are related as same essence. But the clay, which is the cause of the pot, is necessarily not one essence with the pot.
because the clay can no longer be used to become a pot. It's part of the pot.
Yes, exactly. You know, when you have, like, for instance, I have my cup here. It's made of it's made from metal. It's made of metal cup. Okay. So of course, the metal that is the cause of the cup has to exist before the cup, because the cause has necessarily to exist before the cup, the effect. Yeah. But still now you can see there is a cup and there is metal at this very moment. And at this very moment, the metal is not the cause of the cup. It's coexistent. It's
So
coexisting with the cup.
existence, if you think about existence, that and if everything exists, then there is no existence outside of everything that exists.
Could you repeat, please?
So I'm just taking the same like small examples to
Yes.
full generality of
Yeah.
existence. And
Okay.
now because when we wake up and everything is existing, pen, book, screen,
Yes.
computer, everything exists. That means there's no leftover basis of existence. There is no
Mhm.
existence apart from what is all existing in front of us.
Exactly. Exactly. It means that all instances of existent necessarily coexist with existent when they exist, because you have, for instance, yesterday, or for instance, we could say today. Today it's a Friday, Wednesday. Wednesday exists. Yeah. So it is one essence with existent when it exists, because tomorrow it would have ceased. So it would cease to be one entity or related with the same essence with existent.
But then you mean yesterday is not existent?
It's difficult. If we say that yesterday is not existent, that I could not have no memory of what I did yesterday.
Yeah, but we don't experience existence of yesterday right now. So
Exactly. Exactly. So we could say, yeah, the cup. The cup, when it exists, it is necessarily simultaneous with existent. Yeah.
yeah.
It doesn't mean that existent depends on the cup. The cup depends on existent, but existent can survive when the cup ceases. Yeah. When the cup is
Oh, it does
destroyed,
not
doesn't
become
exist.
non-existent. Okay.
Exactly.
Only
Yeah.
the functioning thing became non-existent, but existent continued.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly. That's why the cup is itself is related with existence, but existence is not related with the cup as the same essence. Because if the cup ceases, then existence survives. Yeah,
Yeah. So if my mind goes to deep sleep, the world continues.
I hope so.
Even though I can't
I,
experience it.
I hope so that
Okay.
I don't disappear when you sleep. Please, 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 Panavila.
Okay, the world. Okay. Okay.
Yes, Marita.
Can we say exist, and just to make things simple in my poor mind,
Yes.
existence is at the present moment. And at the present moment, there are, things or phenomena that we could, they have a certain function, and their capacities to do a certain function, a certain, phenomenon, a certain use. Or they have the capacity to be causes for something new. So there are these two aspects. For existing permanent and impermanent, it's different. But at the current moment, the present, we don't look before, we don't look future, we don't look past. Present moment existent.
Yes.
Existent is something that, as its whole, has a certain function, irrespective of what the causes were. And at the
Mhm.
present moment, there are also phenomena that are causes for the next. So water
Yes.
can be essence by itself, right? With its particles or whatever, with
Mhm.
its use and function, something than drinking. But it also can be a cause
It is, of
for,
course.
right, for whatever,
Yes.
for my thirst, or for my, or for
Mhm.
rain, or whatever, that doesn't matter.
Yes.
So it means there are two kind of.
Mhm.
The question is whether those two functions can be, so the same water that I can drink can also be, and it is, a function for me, can be
Mhm.
also a cause for something else.
Oh, yes, yes, exactly. Yes, that's totally true. Yes, yes. Like, for instance, the cup is a condition for my thirst to be quenched. How do you say quenched? Quenched. Yeah. And is also one condition for my eye consciousness apprehending it. And it is also the cause of the subsequent moment of the cup. Yeah, so the one phenomenon can be a cause for many effects. Yeah, that's possible. Yeah, very good, fantastic. Wow. So yes, for yesterday, it's a bit tricky because we could say, like, for the Sotra Antica, generally speaking, but even for other schools, I guess, like, yesterday generally exists, generally speaking, exists, but not doesn't exist today. Doesn't exist at the present moment. Yeah. So we would say something like this. Yeah. Okay, very
But
good.
it is still an imprint in our memory.
Yes, but the imprint would be the effect of yesterday, not yesterday itself. Yeah. Okay.
So
That
Okay.
is true. That is, so it's not the moment. That is true. That relates to the
Yes.
definition before. The
Yeah.
present moment is what exists, and what
Yes.
exists is indeed the memory, which is the imprint or
Yes.
the effect of yesterday. I got
Okay.
it. Thank you.
And the past also exists, yeah, and the future exists. Yeah. Otherwise, we are like punks, no future, like punk rockers, no future. Okay, so there is a future.
Can I ask one more example?
Yes.
Yesterday versus a dream. It's interesting that, okay, I can there are things that exist, and because the pizza in the fridge is half over. I remember, oh yeah, I ate half the pizza yesterday. I have only
Okay.
half left. But in my dream, as I'm waking up, I'm thinking, oh, I remember I saw these people, but by the time I've had my coffee, my dream is gone completely. Like I cannot even remember anymore.
Yes.
So, pizza in the fridge existed yesterday and today, but my dream never existed. Did it exist for some time or
Yeah.
did it not exist?
I would say that you are very wise because your pizza still exists. For me, it would not be existent anymore. You are quite wise to eat it half only. Okay. So I would say that the dream exists as well, yeah, but what you dream of, yeah, usually speaking, is a non-existent. Of course, there are some lucid dreams, prophetic dreams, and that's very different. But usually speaking, dreaming cognition, yeah, is a wrong non-conceptual mental cognition. A wrong non-conceptual mental cognition. Yeah, the dream. There are some debates. Some would say there are some concepts during the dream and so on. Why not? Yeah, why not? But
Okay.
usually speaking, it's a wrong mental cognition.
Okay. And
Yeah,
is the pizza in the fridge a right mental cognition?
I hope for you.
Yeah, so I have some lunch
The,
left today.
the pizza itself is not a cognition because it is matter, but it is an object of a cognition. Yeah, it is an object of a valid cognition. I hope so.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, very good. Fantastic. Yes, very good questions. Okay, so causes and their effects are not related as the same essence, and instances and their generalities are not related as this is arising from that. Yeah, that's what they mean here. This is one way in which generalities and instances are distinguished from causes and effects. Okay. Okay, indeed, the process of establishing a phenomenon as an instance of its generality involves establishing it as being linked or related to that generality by the same essence, and this excludes the causal relationship. So here, yeah, page 617, you have the proper rendition of the text here from Daniel Perdue, yeah, the original text. Okay, very good. So
Sorry,
let's, yes,
can
please.
we just stay on that
Yes,
previous one?
yes.
The instance, this is neither are instances or generalities of the other. So instances and generalities are also sequential.
Necessarily not. Yeah, that's what the Daniel Perdue means. He means that causes and effect, they are necessarily not related at the same essence. And the instances and their generalities are necessarily not related, causally related. They are necessarily simultaneous.
Instances and generalities are necessarily simultaneous. Okay.
Very good. Yeah, very important. Okay. Well, I guess that you don't know the definition of cause. Wow, easy.
Producer, the effect of producer.
Yes. Yes, very good. Yeah. Yes, usually speaking the reason is not established, then it follows that you know the definition of cause, accept, just to tell you how the process goes. And okay, pause it. Okay, the subject, the producer, very good. Qui est Dieu in Tibetan. Fantastic. Okay, it follows that it's not the case because you don't know the definition of effect. The reason is not established. Exactly. The reason not established. It follows that you know the definition of effect. Of course. Accept. Was it?
That which is produced.
Yes, exactly. The subject that which is produced. Fantastic. Okay. So it follows it's not the case because you don't know the difference between the two, cause and effect, among contradictory, equivalent, 3 possibilities, 4 possibilities.
Contradictory.
Reason not established again.
Yes, exactly. The reason is not established. Very good. Because the reason given here, yeah, because you don't know. Of course you know. Okay. So the shortcut is I accept that I know the difference between the two, cause and effect. Okay, opposite. Contradictory, equivalent, 3P, 4P.
Equivalent.
What?
Equivalent. Wow, fantastic. I heard contradictory as well.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
then I cannot be there at the same time, right? So there is no common base. There is no.
Okay. So it follows that the subject, that cup, is not a cause because it is an effect. It's not a cause.
Accept.
It's
Well,
not a cause of your. It's not a
it
cause of
is
your
not
eye
a cause of
consciousness.
itself. It's not a cause for itself, but it could be. You are right. You are
That's
right. I was thinking
it's,
about relation. You are right. In
yes.
general, cause and effect can be.
Okay.
You are right. Yes,
Okay. It
correct.
follows. It follows that the subject, this cup, is one cause of your eye consciousness apprehending it. Yeah.
Or the
Okay.
cause for the next cup, right?
Exactly.
You're right. You're
Okay.
right.
So it is an effect. Yeah. You agree with that? Yeah.
Yes.
And it is a cause, yeah. But if cause and effect are contradictory, it could not be both, yeah. Okay, so it follows it is
Mistake.
both. Very good. It follows that there are many common bases between cause and effect, yeah. There are only common bases between the two because yes, they're equivalent. Fantastic.
Hey, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They can be equivalent, but may not be this cause, may not be the cause of this effect. It could be the cause of some other effect.
Okay, Palavila is on the side of the challenger because the challenger is exactly saying that it follows that the subject, the two, seed and sprout are equivalent. Oh,
Why?
why? Exactly. Because if you say, okay, it follows that the subject, the two, imagine that I'm the challenger, it follows, or Palavila would say, it follows. It follows that the subject, the two, seed and sprout are equivalent because the subject, the two, cause and effect are equivalent.
That cannot happen because that means they're at the same time. So.
Yes, so
No
we could say
pervasion.
accept, reason is not established, no perversion. No perversion. Yes, cause and effect are equivalent, but it doesn't prove, it doesn't imply that seed and sprout are equivalent. Yeah, so no perversion, very good. Yeah, yeah. So cause and effect are equivalent, but a cause and its effect, yeah, usually speaking, in almost 100% of the cases, they are contradictory. Yeah, otherwise the minions are very afraid from that. It follows that the subject, the seed and sprout are equivalent. They would say no. Okay, so applied to a basis or applied to a base, yeah, cause and effect are contradictory. Do you hear me? Because it's frozen here.
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Yes.
very good. Yes, apply to a base or apply, we would say in Tibetan, shila jarna. Shila jarna, if you apply to a base or a basis, yeah, something concrete, cause and effect are contradictory, yeah. Generally speaking, they are equivalent, but applied to a basis, they are contradictory. Yeah, does it work?
So as a
Fantastic.
generality, it is equivalent.
Yeah,
Only
generally
when you
speaking.
say generally speaking, do you mean the generality of being a cause or effect are equivalent because
Yeah,
it's related and
yes, even if you have some specific thing, like for instance, this cup is a cause and is an effect. Yeah, because we don't specify a cause of what, an effect of what. Yeah, if we say it's a cause and its effect, yes, for sure. But the cup, which is the effect of the previous moment, is necessarily not the cause of the previous moment. Yeah, the cup of for now, the cup of this moment, this present moment, is the effect of the previous moment. Yeah, of the cup of the previous moment is necessarily not the cause of the cup of the previous moment. Yes, and this cup is the cause of the cup of the subsequent moment, is necessarily not the effect of the cup of the subsequent moment. Yeah, you could say, for instance, today we are Wednesday. The cup of Wednesday is necessarily the effect of the cup of Tuesday, and it's necessarily the effect of the cup of Tuesday is necessarily not the cause of the cup of Tuesday. So you could say, yes, it's an indirect cause of the cup of the next Tuesday.
So my daughter is the cause of me being mother.
Yes, for the Sotrantika, they would not accept that. They would say, you are the cause of your daughter. You are one cause of your daughter.
But if
because the cause has to exist before the effect. So if you say that your daughter is your cause, then she has to exist before you.
But without the effect, I cannot be the cause.
Yes, for the Prasangika.
Okay, South Tantrika is saying that
For the Sotrantika, you necessarily have the cause first, and the effect has not arisen yet. Still, yeah.
Yeah.
So the cup of today is a cause, even if the effect is still not here, not there.
The cup of today is the cause, even if the cup of tomorrow has not yet come, but because today's cup exists, it can be the cause of tomorrow's cup. I mean, tomorrow
It has to be.
it could be destroyed. The cup could be,
Yes.
you break the cup
Yes.
today, and then there could be
Exactly.
no cup tomorrow.
Exactly. So still, it is a cause anyway. It has to be a cause of the omniscient mind observing it. It has to be a cause of an eye consciousness apprehending it now. This cup, when we see it, it's a cause of our eye consciousness, and it's the cause of the omniscient consciousness apprehending it, and so on. Even if it ceases just after. Yeah, you remember, like last time we had the discussion about the last moment of the Arhat. The last moment of the Arhat, and after he will obtain the Nirvana without residue. Yeah, so then the last moment will definitely cease. But still, this moment is a cause of an omniscient mind apprehending it. Yeah, not the substantial cause, yeah, but the cause, a condition, yeah, of that. Okay, yeah. So yes, that's why for the Sotrantika, especially, when we have the logic, you know, the tie on that, the perfect reason of effect, yeah, the valid reason of effect. Yeah, they never use the word valid reason of cause. Yeah, they never use that. We cannot infer the existence of the effect from the cause. It's not possible because, as you say, the cause can be disrupted. Yeah, it can be destroyed before producing its main effect. Yeah, but still you can prove the existence of the cause by the effect. Yeah, you have a valid reason of effect. That's okay. And in Tibetan logic, they would say in that very good book, they would say that you could infer the existence of the direct effect because it's just after.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can infer the existence of the direct effect from its direct cause because there is no intervening time between the two. But still, you know, when the time you infer that, then the effect has already come. Anyway, so it's
I mean,
kind of a trick.
It's actually the previous sentence you said where you can infer the cause from its effect.
Yes, exactly.
So South Tantrika is saying, no, we are sitting on the cause. We know what the possible effects are.
No, they say, no, they say exactly as you say now. They say you can infer the cause from the effect. That's why they call that a valid reason of effect. Yeah.
Yeah, then
Because
the cause that my daughter exists, oh, you must have a mother.
yes, exactly. Yes.
So,
exactly.
but then earlier you said it's not that the effect has to arise, the mother has to exist first.
Yes, exactly.
Can I give an example just to show the sorry?
Yes.
You can be the physical or non-physical mother. For example, you can be adopted mother or could be the aunt or something. And there are many Even if there is a mother,
Mm,
that doesn't mean there is a direct effect, right? You will be the mother if you are adopted, even if you are not the physical mother. So you are
yes,
not
yes,
the cause
exactly.
of the daughter. I'm just giving an example
Yes, in
Oh,
of
this
the
case,
I have, she's not necessarily my biological daughter. I can still be a
yes,
mother.
right,
yes,
Interesting, interesting.
yes.
correct?
This is very specific, and yes, that would be something which accords with the Prasangika. The Prasangika would say anytime you don't have any mother before having a child. Yeah. So
Yeah.
even if you say okay, if you project things, then you have some projections in the future and so on. You say okay, we will call our child like this and like that and so on. And then of course, yeah, in reality we could say yes, there is no, like the Bodhisattva Shantideva would say, there is no father without son, there is no son without father and so on. Yeah? So that's exactly the same point. Yeah. So
No,
the entity,
I'm not getting the difference between what Sautantrika is saying and what
yeah,
Prasangika is saying, because I'm
okay,
saying
yeah,
that the effect has to exist for the cause for us to know the cause. The cause,
yes, yeah, exactly.
so how does Sautantrika differ from
But
Prasangika?
the way around doesn't exist for the Sautrantika. We don't infer the effect from the cause. But for the Prasangika, of course, the inference is not there, but still for the Prasangika, a cause is what produces an effect. So there is no cause without anticipating the effect. Even if the effect is not materially there, still there is no cause without any effect in your mind, without
Yes.
any merely imputed effect. So the cause is merely imputed in dependence on a merely imputed future effect.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
so
that's why
Prasangika,
the dependence is with the way around. Yeah. The causes needs the effect in order to be a cause, in one sense. Not materially, but in the mind at least. But for the Sautrantika, no, the cause is a cause, even if you don't have any effect yet. Yeah.
okay.
And I can give many
That's the
examples.
difference.
I can give you many examples where, for example, sperm and the egg are, in a glass, or, they're in one set and then they're in a different woman's body. I mean, there are so many
Yeah.
definitions of how children are generated today, which makes the relation between the physical mother or the notion of mother very, very.
Yeah, yeah.
So I can give
Yes.
you numerous examples of that. It's not
Got it.
Yes.
straightforward.
So also there's potential energy and kinetic energy. So a rock sitting on top of a hill until there's conditions that may shake it, its potential energy is all stored inside the rock. And then suddenly there's an earthquake or a strong wind, and that rock can roll down the hill and turn into an effect. So the effect of rolling down the hill, creating an accident or whatever, was always sitting within this potential, just sitting rock. Nothing was happening.
Yeah, that could be a very good example for the Samkhya tradition. The effect is already in potential in the cause.
Not for Prasangika, because I thought that's what Prasangika was saying.
No,
Oh,
that's wrong. Yeah,
oh
because
my
even not
God.
for the Sautrantika, because Acharya Dharmakirti says to the Samkhya, he says, okay, if you accept that the effect is already existing in the cause, then why don't you put the cotton seeds on you instead of a cloth? Because the cloth is the effect. So if the effect is already in the cause, then you could. And he says something even more impolite to them, but I will not repeat that. And they say, yes, but you don't see that because you are not enlightened. You don't see that the effect is already in the cause. And he says, but if you say that the effect is already in the cause, I should already be enlightened.
You are, you just don't know it.
So he would be a sleeping Buddha, a sleepy awakened.
I mean, no, so actually, the cotton seed on your shirt is the other conditions have to come together. The other condition.
Exactly. So that's why the effect is not yet there. Yeah, it's not there yet. Yeah. The effect has to
And it
come
could
after.
be potentially so many effects can come out of that potential cause that is sitting there, because so, all the different conditions, it could be a seed, a small plant or a big plant, depending on if you've got put like miracle grow manure around it, it might become a huge tree. So
Yes.
but the cause was always there. So I'm thinking, oh, inside us, we all have that knowledge, we have with the potential. But if we don't sit in class, we don't put the effort, or if my mind in this life is not absorbing enough, then that full cause may not arise to its full
Yes,
effect. But
exactly. That's
why
why
is that
in
not?
Buddhist philosophy, we never accept only one cause. We always accept a collection of causes. Hetu samagri in Sanskrit. Hetu samagri, a collection
Yeah.
of causes. Yeah, that's very
Okay.
important. Yeah. Okay, very good. Yes, please.
I'm sorry, but I saw the basis of the next question there. So applied to a basis, cause and effect are actually part of the dependent arising, right?
Yes, exactly. They are necessary, an important condition for the dependent arising, because here, when we speak about dependent arising, the
Yes.
literal way to understand that is production, dependent production. And the Buddha himself speaks about production when he speaks about the 12 links of dependent arising.
But it's a common basis that makes it. The question is,
Yes.
my question is the next one. I understand this one very well. My question is the relation to emptiness, which is the other side of the coin, right? Dependent arising and emptiness.
Yes, dependent arising and emptiness for the prasangika, we could say. Yes.
Yeah.
So the
There is
meaning
no-
is the same, but they are contradictory in the sense of one is a conventional truth, the other one is an ultimate truth. Yeah, dependent arising is a conventional truth, and emptiness is an ultimate truth, and nothing is both. Nothing can be both, but they refer to the same meaning in one sense.
Correct. So the question is, in case of emptiness, then we have the phenomenon, which is the effect, and it's and that is then has a same sense, right? It's what I'm trying to say. The one says we have the dependent arise, the cause and effect, and then we have the phenomenon, which is the effect or the cause. Both can be at different instances, but then those have same sense qualities from the point of emptiness and not from the point of dependent arising. Do you understand? So for every, so let's just say table, I get, right? The table has a cause, and a common basis, right? The table in the room or whatever in front of us, whatever. But as a phenomenon, it has a function and has parts, and those are same sense. So and that has nothing to, no, they are related to the dependent arising, but they are different. If you see what I'm trying to say, the two phenomena, the two contradictory phenomena.
Okay, you mean same
As
essence?
a common basis, the common basis, yes.
Okay, so we would say that, yes, for the Prasangika, there is no common base between dependent arising and emptiness, because they are contradictory. Yeah? An ultimate truth is necessarily not a conventional truth, and a conventional truth is necessarily not an ultimate truth. But yes, they are, in one sense, if you read, for instance, Guy Newland's The Two Truth, a very, very good book. The Two Truth, I guess it's according to the Gelugpa tenets, or I don't remember the small title, but the big title is The Two Truth. And he says, yes, that there are different types of contradictories. Yes, some phenomena are direct contradictories. There are contradictories which impede each other, like cold and heat. And he says that the two truths in the Prasangika system, they are not that kind of contradictories. They are not impeding each other. Like one phenomenon, the cup, is a conventional truth, and its very is emptiness. And those two truths, they are not impeding each other. They coexist in the same object in one sense. So they are contradictory in the sense that they are direct contradictories. They are, we could say in Tibetan, pensun pangel. They are a real contradiction in one sense, but one doesn't impede the other.
Yeah, that's
Yeah?
because they have a common basis.
They coexist in the same object, but they have no common base because they are contradictory.
Oh, yes, correct.
One entity.
They are
Yeah,
one entity, exactly.
one entity.
They are
So
one entity.
ultimate truth and conventional truth exists as one entity in me also, because
Yes, exactly.
this always okay.
Yes, for any phenomenon, like Acharya Chandrakirti would say, according to the Buddha, any phenomenon has two natures. Yeah, one conventional and one ultimate. Yeah,
Yeah, and they are
very good.
contradictory always.
And they are always contradictory. So,
And
except maybe one context, if you want to analyze the ultimate truth of emptiness, then in that case, this emptiness would be the conventional truth.
yeah, then you would negate that emptiness of the conventional truth.
Yeah, because
Right?
I think Ganyuland asked directly to His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and His Holiness says, yes, we could say that if you analyze the ultimate truth of emptiness, then because the Buddha said any phenomenon has two natures, then you cannot have an ultimate truth which has an ultimate truth.
Yeah.
Necessarily.
From a conventional point of view, ultimate truth will also not exist.
Yes.
Because we are analyzing from our mind, then
we could say that if it exists, it necessarily exists conventionally, even the ultimate truth. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. For the Prasangika. Yeah. When they say exist and conventionally exist or merely imputedly existent, it's the same. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Okay. So apply to a basis, cause and effect are contradictory. It follows that you know the definition of substantial cause. Yeah, we'll try to have this debate today. Yes, I think we could do that. Yeah. Okay, so maybe you don't know it. So the subject, can I read the top? I will try to read. Yes. The main producer of its substantial effect within its substantial continuum. Okay, I will send you the slides, of course, yeah, and a file with those definitions. Okay, the main producer of its substantial effect within its substantial continuum. Yeah, ranginyerde, rangitzegun dutsor keje, yeah, in Tibetan. Okay, so it means that that's the main producer. Yeah, it's not a secondary one. It's a main producer of its substantial effect, like the entity of the cause transforms into the entity of the effect. Yeah, that's the meaning of that. And because it is the entity of the one which transforms to give the entity of the effect, it is within its substantial continuum. That's what they mean, yeah? Like you have, for instance, the rice sprout, for instance, then the rice seed is the substantial cause of the rice sprout, yeah? Because the seed transforms to give the sprout, yeah? Is that clear for everyone? Okay.
So in that respect, the other producers, so for example, like the water or the land or the earth and so on, are
Yes,
considered not main, they are
exactly.
considered conditions.
Yes, they would say that they are main producers anyway, because they are very important. Without them, as we said before with the Buddha nature, for instance, if you have no study, no reflection, no meditation, then the Buddha nature stays in the potential state. Yeah. So that's why they are also main producers. That's why the challenger asks also for the cooperative condition, the definition. The definition of a cooperative condition is the main producer as well of its cooperated effect, which is not in its substantial continuum, exactly like the water for the sprout. Yeah, the rain for the sprout. That's exactly that. Yeah. So they are still main producers because they are very important. Without them, you could not have the effect. Still, they don't transform to give the nature or the entity of the effect. Very good. Fantastic. Okay. Very good. So I will send you the slides. Yeah, you have the definitions. It follows that it's not the case because you don't know the difference between the two, substantial cause and cooperative condition.
Reason not established.
Reason is not established. Very good. So it follows that you know the difference between the two, substantial cause and cooperative condition.
Mhm.
Accept. Opposite.
Substantial cause is the
Yeah, so it would be contradictory, equivalent, 3P, 4P.
Contradictory.
Contradictory, facciamo dire. Okay, so for instance, okay, let's take this cup. It follows that this cup is a substantial cause
Or
for the subsequent moment of the cup.
accept.
Yes, very good. It is the substantial cause of the subsequent moment of the cup because
Because it is the main producer of the subsequent effect in its subsequent continuum.
yes, in its
In its
substantial yes.
substantial effect in the substantial continuum.
Yes, very good. It follows that if it is the main producer of its substantial effect within its substantial continuum, it's necessarily the substantial cause of the subsequent moment of the cup.
Accept.
Yes, very good. So it follows it is a substantial cause. So if they are contradictory, it's necessarily not a cooperative condition.
Yes, accept.
Okay, so it's necessarily not the cooperative condition of our I consciousness apprehending it.
It is it is a cooperative why
Okay,
but
so it follows it is the cooperative condition of our
yes,
I consciousness apprehending it.
accept.
Okay, so it follows it is a common base between a substantial cause and a cooperative condition.
No provision.
Okay, so it follows that the subject this cup on one side is a substantial cause,
Accept.
and it is also a cooperative condition.
But for something else.
Yes, I accept. But still, it is a cooperative condition.
Okay,
Yes,
yes.
so it is a common base between the two. Very good. I guess that when we had the first season, yes, of debates, I guess I forgot to speak about that point. Yeah, if we don't specify, they are not contradictory. Yeah, if we specify, yes, we could say, like for instance, the substantial cause of the I consciousness apprehending the cup and the cooperative condition of the I consciousness apprehending the cup, they are contradictory. Yeah, for one effect, they are necessarily contradictory. But if we don't specify the effect, I'm sorry, it's
Yeah,
a bit
I
tricky.
cheated. I looked back in my notes and saw that they're contradictory.
Yes, for one specific effect, exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
But it could be so the one is the I, but could be even something more generic, like it can be a cooperative condition for holding the air within, which is
Yes,
right,
exactly. Exactly.
which
Yes, for
is
instance, even if if I'm not really, really awakened in the morning, then I try to hold it and it falls from the table on my foot. Then it's a cooperative condition of my pain. Yeah, we could say that. Or I could say, yeah, we could say, okay, yes, it's a cooperative condition for my anger. So, but the substantial cause of my anger is my seeds, the seed of the anger. Yeah. Yeah.
But the difference is the continuum.
Yes,
The
exactly, because the
continuum is
cup,
completely different. The one is
exactly.
the continuum of the cup,
Yeah.
the other is the
This,
continuum of your body
yes,
or for the air or whatever that is.
exactly. The substantial continuum, that's very important. The substantial continuum. Yeah.
What about
Because
time? The time, so first moment is the second moment. Isn't that the same continuum?
yes,
And
we could say
that be
so.
the common base?
Yeah, we could say so. I remember when we had some debates with the Venerable Gan Losel at Nalanda. Yes, we had some questions. I remember about the pen and its impermanence. Its impermanence Yes, we asked the question, okay, is the impermanence of the pen the substantial cause of the impermanence of the pen? Yeah. The impermanence of the pen of yesterday is the substantial cause of the impermanence of the pen of today. And Genlo Sel, I remember he said that it's always a collection of causes. Yeah, like you have the pen and its impermanence anyway. So we could say that's the whole thing, which is the substantial cause of the whole thing, of the subsequent moment in one sense. But yes, well, I would agree that today is the substantial cause of tomorrow. Why not?
No, what about the cooperative condition? Because the cup, I thought, was when we were talking about the cup is a substantial cause of the cup existing today.
Yes.
And then I'm saying tomorrow has to come, the sun has to set, the sun has to rise for it to then say it's a cooperative condition that the earth is going around the sun to say that there is a cup tomorrow. So doesn't time need to exist? I think we lost Christophe got frozen for a
So
second.
it was frozen. Yeah, sorry, sorry, Paravidi. Could you repeat, please? After
No,
the
so
cup,
I
the
was
cup
I
of
was thinking
tomorrow.
the cup is a substantial cause
Yes.
for it to exist today and tomorrow. But
Yeah.
tomorrow is time is the cooperative condition for tomorrow to come for the cup to exist tomorrow.
Yeah. Yes. But yeah, we cannot say that tomorrow because future for the Sotrantika, the future is permanent. So it cannot be a cooperative condition.
Oh,
Yeah, because it is permanent. Yeah, past and future for the Sotrantika are permanent. Only the present time is impermanent. Yeah. I guess that for the Sotrantika, past is non-affirming negation and the future as well. Yeah, we could say that the non-completion of the causes and conditions of a phenomenon. Yeah.
okay. So then where did we land with this debate? I don't understand.
Yeah. Okay, so we could say, like, for instance, if you have, yes, that's exactly the slide after. Yes. Yeah, so we can see that. So you have, for instance, for barley, in generally speaking, substantial cause, like for instance, you can have the barley grain. The barley grain can be the substantial cause of the barley sprout, and also can be the cooperative condition of an higher consciousness apprehending it. Yeah, we can say that. But so it is both. It is a common base between the substantial cause and cooperative condition. But if we speak about the substantial cause and the cooperative condition of one barley sprout, then they are necessarily contradictory.
Okay.
Yeah, because one is within its substantial continuum and the other is not within its substantial continuum. So it cannot be both within and without the substantial continuum. Yeah? So for one specific effect, they are necessarily contradictory. Yeah? Yes, please.
Another example, habits. We had this discussion last week, if I remember well. So the
Yeah.
seed is the substantial cause of the effect, which is a bad habit, whatever habit that is. Let's say shoplifting, you can choose anything. The cooperative condition could be being present being at the shop, right? Being at a supermarket, whatever. While we are at home, you don't shoplift, right? So those are the substantial cause and the cooperative condition.
For which effect?
Stealing as part of a habit, right?
Yes, yes, yeah. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. Like I guess for any functioning thing, you necessarily have substantial cause and cooperative condition anyway. You cannot have only one substantial cause. You can have also many substantial causes. For instance, you have if you have chai, then you have chai. So you have the tea itself, you have the water, and you have the milk and the spice. So many different substantial causes come together, no? Yeah, very good.
So
Yes.
this is part why this is impermanent. I understand
Yes,
that.
exactly, because it's full of causes and conditions. We could say the heat, the gas, and so on are the cooperative conditions and so on. Yeah? So necessarily you need both, at least one substantial cause and one cooperative condition, at least. But yes, I remember when Yonzin Pobuchok says, if he says, he says, if it is a functioning thing, it's necessarily a cooperative condition. It's necessarily a condition, he says. Yeah, because condition and cause, generally speaking, are equivalent, generally speaking. Yeah, very good. Very
So
good.
if it's a functioning, it's always a cooperative, cannot be a cause, right? A cause cannot be a function, has
Yes,
to be a form or something like that.
yes, because he says can condition can mean the main cause, like for instance, in the first chapter of Nagarjuna's Madhyamaka Shastra, yeah, the analysis of conditions. Yeah, he gives 4 types of conditions. Yeah, the main condition, yeah, we could say that it's just the cause. Then you have the object condition, immediately preceding condition, and dominant condition. Yeah, so he speaks about the 4 types of conditions. And we could say that the first one means cause, just cause. Yeah. Yeah. Hetu
Thank you.
karana in Sanskrit. Yeah, very good. Fantastic. Wow. I don't know if we have another debate. It depends on you, if you are hungry or not. Hungry for debate or hungry for something else? For the pizza in the fridge. Okay. It follows that you know the difference between the two: substantial cause of the table and direct cause of the table, of the table, sorry. Yeah, so you already know the definition of direct cause.
Accept.
Yes, was it?
Immediately preceding cause of the table.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Oh, the directly producer, the direct producer. Exactly.
Direct user, okay.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly the same. Yeah. Very good. And you necessarily know the definition of indirect cause.
Accept
Yeah.
anything which is not the immediately preceding cause.
Yes, we could say that the indirect producer.
Okay.
Exactly. Very good. That's very that's wonderful. Yes. So yes, the direct cause, there is no intervening space. Yeah, there is no gap between the cause and its effect. Yeah, for the direct cause. And for an indirect cause, there is necessarily a gap. Yeah, a time gap. Okay, so it follows that you know. Yes, please.
Sorry.
No problem.
Pure, please be patient with my poor mind. Direct cause, though, can be a function. I need to eat, or I need to put something somewhere. So I use something as a table, and this is my direct cause. And then the direct cause becomes a functioning request. And then it's not substantial cause is though non-functioning, right? It's a condition. So a direct cause can be a condition. No, it's not. Yeah, it can be a conditional cause.
Ah, yeah, exactly.
So I'm
Yeah,
just trying
exactly.
to relate.
Yeah, okay.
But it
Yes,
cannot be
exactly.
substantial cause because the substantial cause is really like, the wood or, whatever.
Yes, okay. So it follows that they are contradictory.
Exactly, because the one is part of the substantial continuum, right? The table, it's,
Okay.
but the conditional continuum or the non-substantial continuum used as a table, because it can be used for other reasons, is conditional, a part of a direct or indirect cause.
Okay, so let's double check that.
Okay, no, I'm just trying to put things together. Okay, good. Okay.
Yes, we will check what Mario says. Yeah. So we'll try to see, of course, yeah, we are speaking about substantial cause or direct cause of the table. Yeah. Otherwise, if we don't specify the table, then we could have some tricky answers. Okay, so for instance, if we say that there is no common base, then they are contradictory, yeah? Yeah, if there is nothing in the middle. Okay, does anyone find something in the middle sometime with something which is a substantial cause and a direct cause of the table? Yes. What could it
Yes.
be?
The wood that was immediately preceding before the table was created.
Yes, very good, Chaviji. Yes, the wood. Yeah, the wood. Just before the table has been finished. Yeah. So there is no gap between the cause and its effect. So just before. Okay. And the wood is necessarily the substantial cause of the table. Yeah. The wood that has been used in order to make the table. Yeah. Okay. It's the substantial cause of the table because.
Because it is the main cause of the substantial effect in its substantial continuum.
Yes, very good. Perfect.
Here we
And
have
you
to define wooden table because
yes.
glass table or whatever.
Yes, exactly. Yes, that's why I put the design here to make sure. So we can apply to the table, we could say, because it's the main producer of the table within its substantial continuum. We can say that as well, yeah, if you wish. But it's perfectly right. We can say because it's the main producer of its substantial effect within its substantial continuum. Very good. And the wood just before the table has been finished is the direct cause of the table.
Excellent.
Yes, it is the direct cause of the table because.
Because it is the direct producer of the table.
Yes, fantastic. It follows that if it is the direct producer of the table, it's necessarily the direct cause of the table.
Except.
Yes, fantastic. Wow, so they are not contradictory, yeah? Okay, so can you find a substantial cause which is not a direct cause of the table?
Yeah, freshly cut wood from the tree.
Yes. They cut wood from the tree or the tree itself.
A tree, okay.
But
Exactly.
any tree,
Yes. Is
any
it
tree
okay
that
for
is
everyone?
not what was not used for the table, or any
Everything
wood
is
that was not
frozen.
used for the table, no?
You
Couldn't
said,
that be a substantial cause?
sorry, yes, because it was frozen. Yeah, you suddenly became permanent. Yes.
So, temporary permanent. But the wood that is any wood in the forest, any tree in the forest would be substantial cause.
Yes, would be a substantial cause, but for that table, it cannot be any tree. Yeah, it has to be the tree from which we cut the
Okay.
the wood and so on. Yeah, because that's the entity of that wood, very specific wood, which transformed in order to give the table. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, very good. Okay. So it follows it is a substantial cause of the table.
Except
Yes, it is because.
because it is it created the table within its own continuum.
Yes, we can say like this, exactly, because it is the main producer of the table within its substantial continuum. Yeah? Very good. Okay, and that tree is not the direct cause of the table.
Except
It is not because.
it is not immediately preceding the cause of the table.
Okay, so it follows that if it is an indirect cause, it's necessarily not a direct cause.
Except.
Okay, it follows that the subject, the cup today, is not a direct cause of the cup of tomorrow because it is an indirect cause of the cup of day after tomorrow. Usually speaking,
What?
so it follows you can posit the difference between the two, direct cause and indirect cause. Contradictory, equivalent, 3P, 4P.
Contradictory.
Contradictory, okay, so it follows that if it is a direct cause, it's necessarily not an indirect cause. Okay, so it follows that the subject, the subject Wednesday is the direct cause of Thursday.
Except.
So it follows it's necessarily not an indirect cause because it is a direct cause.
Except.
So it's necessarily not the indirect cause of Friday.
It is necessarily the indirect cause of Friday because
Ah, so it
yeah.
follows that it is at the same time a direct cause and an indirect cause.
Depends on its effect. Depends on the effect of direct effect
Accept,
or the
accept
indirect
or why? Accept or why?
Accept.
Accept. So it follows that if it is impermanent, it's necessarily a direct cause and an indirect cause.
Accept.
Yes, very good, because we don't specify the effect yet.
Okay.
Yes, but the direct cause of the table is necessarily not the indirect cause of the table.
Yes.
Very good. Wow, very good. Okay.
But
Yeah.
can you also break an indirect is a continuum of direct causes?
Yes. Yes, but it would not be a continuum of a direct cause of that effect.
True. It
Yeah,
could be,
exactly.
it can branch in many ways.
Exactly.
I'm not just saying, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying that an
That's why.
indirect, that's
Yeah.
why it's impermanent, and that's why it's also
Exactly.
a diverse phenomenon, because but it
Exactly.
is, it's a part, its parts are, so they have the same sense, because there are some parts of it that have the same sense, will be time, I don't know.
Yes, we can. Yes, exactly. You have the continuum of time, and within that, you have impermanent phenomena. And you can pick up any functioning thing. It's necessarily a direct cause of something, and necessarily an indirect cause of something else. Necessarily.
Exactly. Good.
Yes. So it follows that you can posit the difference between the two, direct effect and indirect cause.
Direct effect is the product of direct cause. And what was the other one? Indirect?
The other one is indirect cause.
Indirect cause is the producer of not at the same time, or not in a direct product.
Okay. So for instance, if you take
It could be a conditional.
Okay. If you take Wednesday today, Wednesday, it follows it is a direct effect, and it follows it is an indirect cause.
It is a direct effect of Tuesday, for example.
Yes, and it is an indirect cause of
Friday.
Of Friday, exactly. So it is at the same time a direct effect and an indirect cause. So they
Correct.
are equivalent as well.
Correct.
Yes, yes, they are all equivalent. Indirect effect, indirect effect, direct cause, and so on.
Yes.
They are equivalent in general, yeah. But if you apply to a basis, they are necessarily contradictory.
Correct. I agree.
Okay, very
Because they
good.
cannot be at the same time.
Yes, exactly. Because the direct effect of Wednesday is necessarily not the indirect cause of Wednesday.
Correct.
It can be the indirect cause of the Wednesday of the next week, but not that Wednesday today, yeah?
Correct.
Okay, very good. So now can you find a direct cause of the table which is not a substantial cause of the table?
Carpenter.
Yes, the carpenter. The
Even though
carpenter.
that is
Yeah.
the direct producer of the table.
Yes, the carpenter who was in holidays last year, or the carpenter who just finished the table.
Just finished, immediately preceding finished.
Yes, exactly. Exactly, the carpenter, yeah. The carpenter when he just finished the table, because yes, in the morning before the coffee and so on, yeah, he can be an indirect cause of the table. Okay, and it follows that the subject, the carpenter, is not the substantial cause of the table.
Accept.
You sure?
I feel, yeah, accept. But I feel that the carpenter is a cooperative condition,
Yes, it is.
not a direct cause.
Not a direct cause. Okay, when the carpenter just, finished the table, yeah, the last action when the table is finished, he's not a direct cause.
No, because only the preceding moment of the table can be the direct cause of the table.
You mean only a table can be a cause of a table?
The table, yeah, because this
For
has to
instance,
be, it's an external effect, like as though,
yes.
like,
For
yeah.
It
instance,
follows that the table is self-producing.
Yes, but there's the substantial continuum of the life of the table. And at one moment, when immediately the table was created, the carpenter was the direct producer. But
Yes.
in the long continuum, substantial continuum, the
Yeah.
carpenter is no longer important, or it's not the
Yeah.
direct effect. That's why he's not the substantial cause.
He's not, yeah. We agree. His entity
Okay.
doesn't transform into the table. Even if he injures himself, some blood goes within the wood. Yeah, even in that case.
Yeah. He's not the
Okay.
substantial cause. I agree
Yes.
he's not the substantial cause, but I'm
Yes.
just arguing that why should he be the direct cause? He should
Yes.
just be a cooperative condition
Yes,
because,
because condition, yes, cause and condition, generally speaking, are equivalent.
okay,
Yeah,
yes.
so when we speak about the direct cause, it can mean a direct condition.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
like the universal gravitation as well, from the previous moment is a direct cause of the table. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, but a cooperative condition. Yeah. Yeah. Do you agree? Yeah. So the carpenter is
Ah,
necessarily not. Yeah. We could say in one sense, like you remember we said before, if it exists and is not permanent, it's necessarily impermanent. Yeah, you remember?
yeah. Yes.
Okay, so we could say if it is a cause of an effect, but not its substantial cause, it's necessarily a cooperative condition. That's the same process.
Okay.
Yeah, very good. Okay. So we among the causes, yeah, what could be a cause of a table which is not the substantial cause and is not the direct cause of the table?
The function needed for it.
Sorry?
The function needed for it. So for example,
Yes,
so the
yes,
purpose.
yes, we could say, yeah. Yes, something. So as we say, if it is a cause and not a substantial cause, then it has to be a cooperative condition. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yes, of an effect. And if for an effect it's not the direct cause and it's a cause, it's necessarily an indirect cause. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay. So now we are looking for a cooperative condition, which is an indirect cause of the
The
table. Yeah?
sun shining
Yes, the sun shining.
to grow the wood, to grow the
Yes, for the growing of the tree, for instance.
Or the water in the land.
Yes, for the
Or the
growth.
worms in the
Yes,
earth.
exactly. That works perfectly, yeah. The sunshine for the growth of the tree and the rain for the tree and so on. And I put the grandpa of the carpenter. One ancestor of the carpenter, because without this ancestor, there would not be the carpenter.
So I want to question this again because the cooperative condition. So let's say the carpenter worked on it, but in the last, like he got sick or he left, and for that last moment, it was a child who came and put a rock
Mhm.
and completed the leg. So it
Okay.
wasn't even wood, it was a stone, and it completed the leg so it could be a table. And
Yes.
even the carpenter. So that's why I'm thinking that it cannot be these conditions that is the immediate preceding moment, direct cause of because let's say the carpenter worked on everything, but
Yes.
it was not the table yet because the table was falling. It couldn't be a table. It couldn't function as a table. So
Okay.
now a child comes along, puts a rock under that leg, and makes it a functioning thing table.
Yes.
So it was not the carpenter.
Okay. Yeah.
It was not wood,
Exactly.
and it was the direct cause. It's
It
not the
would be
child that created the whole table. It was not the rock that created the whole table.
okay.
So
So
it has to be the immediate preceding moment of the table only. Everything else was cooperative
yeah.
conditions.
So it follows that the subject of broken table is not a table.
If it's not functioning as a table, it is not a table.
Okay.
No?
Okay. So okay. So it follows that you okay. Okay. It follows that if you use a table as a desk, it is not a table.
Well, definition of desk. I mean, if I use the table as a chair, if I sit on it, yeah, you're right. It is still a table. I'm using it
Okay.
differently.
So it
Yeah.
follows that the subject, a broken table is a table.
Okay.
I'm not really sure. I'm not sure. Sometimes I think yes, and sometimes I think not.
Yeah, I mean,
It
under the
depends.
conditions, if you want to, if we think that it can, but the definition should be that it has to function as a table. But if it's
Yes.
broken and it cannot function as a table, then it is
Yes.
necessarily not a table.
So if it doesn't function as a table, it's necessarily not a table. So it follows that if you use it as a chair, it's not a table because it doesn't have the function of a table.
At that moment, because exactly like direct basis, like that's why the cause and effect is definitely not like if the functioning thing is functioning as a chair and not a table at that moment, then it is functioning as a chair. So we have to deny that it is a table.
Yeah.
It cannot be the same thing at the same time.
Okay.
I agree
So
with
it follows.
Pallavi. That's why I wanted to say you need to define the basis, right, in order to have the cause and effect. And in the part of the functioning is part of the basis. The function, why the purpose of it is part of the basis. So if the basis is to be used as a table and not a chair or whatever else, then
Yeah. Yes. I would say
I
like
think that's
even
yeah. We need to define under which basis, for example. So you have to
yes.
define everything around. So wooden table,
Yes.
wooden used under the base function of table in order to make all those relations, the substantial and continuums and everything else.
Yeah. Even if it's the carpenter and he uses the last nail, yeah, and the nail is necessarily not a substantial cause of the wooden table. Anyway, yeah.
No, the
So I
my
need to
sticking
leave. I
point
have a
right
call.
Yes,
Yeah.
we finished today, yeah.
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 Okay.
Sorry.
Sorry, thank you. Thank you so much. It was very great. Yeah, you can do your dedications as usual, yeah, for the long life and good health of His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And for the sake of all the beings, thank you so much. It was very great and very friendly as well. Thank you so much for your participation. And then I will send you the slides and next time we will keep on, yeah?
Okay.
Thank you
And
so
thank you
much.
for the patience, all of you. Thank you.
My pleasure. And thank you,
Thank you
Shariji, for
all.
your
Thank
help
you,
as well.
Bye-bye.
See you. Bye-bye.
Christopher.